Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel for another iRacing video, and today we're at a new track for me as we try and tackle the Red Bull Ring and we're in the GT3 Open Challenge. So I tend to like to run my Ferrari in this, so that's what we're in today. Pace is pretty poor as always. We're qualified just outside the top 10, so we're in P11. Hoping for a nice clean race, but let's see how we get on. Alright, we're here at the Red Bull Ring for the first time in the Ferrari 488s, but we're in the GT3 Open Challenge, so not just the Ferraris on the grid. We've qualified P11. It's probably not representative, to be fair. We're probably a bit slower than where we've ended up on the grid, so probably going to get mobbed off the line here, but yeah, we'll see how we get on. We're not starting with a full fuel tank, so we're playing a bit of fuel strategy. Just set the fuel to add how much I think I'll need now. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Short warm-up lap here at the Red Bull Ring, so we'll brake drag all the way to the line and hope that it gets some temperature into something. Ready for the first corner. Looks like we're going straight away for it, so here we go. Green flag. One of those mighty Audis next to us. Get a bit of draft, but want to see the braking zone still. Sounds like someone's binned it already. Great news for me, bad news for them. Another car on my left here though. Congested like a bus station in the hairpin there. Porsche's done us around the outside. Go all the way back to first. And he's done us around the outside as well. Nice, we're getting mobbed. Let's never trust this car on cold tyres. It's killed me so many times. Said we'd probably go backwards at the start here. As long as that's only in a positional sense rather than a sort of geographical sense. Don't want to be facing backwards. Missed that apex by a mile. Don't want the off track though. Alright, so lap 1 complete. So about a 27 lapper this one. That's what we've calculated fuel for at least. Down to P12. Bit of a hero beam, I thought we were about to get killed. Just saw him at the last second. Really slowed up the guys behind us there. I think the Mercedes absolutely thought he was getting killed as well. So it's a new track for me, the Red Bull Ring this, and to be honest I've not been getting on very well with it. Can't say I really like it. It doesn't suit my driving style, if you like. Lots of big long straights with massive heavy braking zones at the end, and to be honest I'm going to go with the equipment and just say I don't have the equipment to get consistent braking out of these pedals. It's really hard to string laps together. I like the more flowing twisty tracks. I think you can make these pedals work at those kind of circuits where you're just using sort of smaller amounts of trail brake and stuff like that. But big long straights and having to jump on the pedals at the end and try and get consistent braking at them, it's just not the one for me. Alright, we're not being absolutely dropped by the pack, which is good. Still in 12th. So we'll probably be pitting about 2/3 the way through the race, so maybe about lap 20. And there's carnage. Couple of freebies there. The car in front of me got really unlucky just with the way the car came across the track. I thought I was about to loop it, to be honest. The back wheels were skidding. We're throwing some opposite lock into it, but got away with it, thankfully. What's not so thankful is that's brought some of the guys behind back into the action, including the dive bomb beamer in that red and green paint scheme. So I'll just do our thing and hope it's enough. Of course, it always helps if you get the gears you were supposed to get. All on me, don't get me wrong, I didn't click the paddle enough times. Porsche's very wide there. Maybe that's the line, maybe that's why I'm so slow. I just can't find... The fast guys around this track are doing 29s, and my standard is sort of like a low 31, and I just don't know where I'm supposed to find another 2 seconds from. I really don't. But I think some of the super aliens are in 28s and 27s, so... a little bit stumped, to be honest. Thrown all kinds of setups and everything at the car and just can't get any more pace out of it, so I've settled for this. This is the best it's gonna get. Let's go race with it. Thought the Porsche was heading off track then, missed the apex a little bit and was heading really wide. Porsche much tighter to the apex that time than the lap before. I was saying these races, I think the Ferrari is meant to be one of the best on the brakes, and just nearly cleaned the Porsche out then on the brakes. Blows up so much space in the braking zone, but good all-rounder is the Porsche. Oh, the Porsche's gone.
Car on your left. Clear.
And nearly killed us. That was terrifying. I wondered if he was going to end up coming back on track there, but I didn't want to look left because I needed to spot my apex. Just got the call from the spotter, so open the door a little bit, otherwise I would probably have turned straight into him. Alright, now to see what kind of pace we can pull in race trim with a bit of clean air. I think my fastest ever lap around here so far has been a 30.7. I've got a couple of 30.9s, but yeah, I just can't find the pace in this car around this track. I think there's a lot of time in this hairpin. I'm probably taking the wrong line or whatever, but yeah. I don't know if there's 2 seconds worth of time in that hairpin, that's for sure. So the aggressive beam has got past that Porsche that went off track now, so he'll be coming for us next. Probably just let him go, to be honest, because it's not worth getting in an accident for. He's been racing super aggressive. Must be going for the Red Bull World Championship, or Red Bull Ring World Championship. Although, of course, he's got to catch us first, which, I don't know, fingers crossed we'll pull some blistering pace out of nowhere and pull away. We'll see. 1.2 seconds the gap at this point. Yeah, gap to Mark behind's definitely closing here. Alright, Mark should start playing the Jaws music over voice chat. It's getting very close. We're going to miss that apex again. Here we go then, down the straight is 0.4. We know he's been throwing some late moves on the brakes. Thankfully we're not victim to one of them this time. Just wondering if I should be using first to come out of that first corner there. I'll start trying that next lap. I'm gonna let Mark go here. Alright, did a decent job of not losing too much time to him in the overtake there. Probably could have cut back a little bit tighter. But that's still P10 for us. Now he runs wide and he's spun, he's gone. Just pulled a wide line as I went round him there. I was just nervous he was about to lose it on the gravel or the grass, whatever it is there, and come across the track, just like what happened. Dodged a bit of a bullet there. Seen it all before. Alright, first didn't seem to really gain us anything through that first corner, other than a big power slide, so we'll stick with second. It might be a little bit slower, but it's what I've been practicing, so it's what I know, and at least I know the car's settled doing that. Boys behind are doing a couple of corners side by side, which is good news for me. That's just gained us sort of a second gap over them both. So with them now at 2 seconds, that should be them hopefully out of the draft for a little bit. So they'll just have to work that little bit harder to try and catch me back up again, which again, it's always good news for me. Going side by side again, both of them. Slowing them down massively. We like it a lot. We don't like that so much, missing the apex by that far. Alright, getting round to needing to think about pit stops.
Go ahead, Christopher. I got some damage I'll let you through.
Two Porsches squabble has ended now. Nicholas has got past Robert. He's starting to close that gap to us. Yep, that was nowhere near the apex. Fortunately, I don't know what's happened behind, but they didn't gain as much time over me as they probably could and should have done just then. I probably lost about half a second in that wide moment, but they only capitalised about 2/10 over me, so that could have been a much worse outcome for me than it actually ended up being. Nicholas definitely got the pace over us. In fact, he was almost a second faster than us that lap. Porsche's so much better in the corners than this Ferrari. Better on the brakes but worse in the corners. Got mid-engine goodness in the Porsche. It's not even a Porsche, it's an Audi. My long distance Porsche spotting is not on point. We know these Audis are mighty anyway. It's absolute rocket ships in a straight line especially. So I'm starting to want to look at pitting, but there's a big snake of cars behind us that we'll fall back into after the pits if we go too soon. So just hoping some of those lower down cars might head into the pits first, and we might find a gap that we can jump into. That wasn't a bad overtake, didn't lose really any time to that. We will to this though. Postcard from the Apex, come visit soon. Probably due to the aero wash then, I was obviously tucked right up behind Nicholas there. Didn't get any front end turning whatsoever. Alright, so we're still top 10 as it stands. Don't know if we've maybe played the strategy a little bit wrong, not starting with a full tank. No one else has pitted yet. Sounds like we might have a spinner. We have, but he's managed to get it gathered up. Alright, the car coughs and splitters at 0.2 litres, so I don't think we've got another lap in us. Just have to pray for a gap behind. This pit-in's a little bit awkward as well. It's sort of the same line almost as to take the corner, but then you got to suddenly have lots less speed to pull in tight. All right. Let's go for it.
Move it!
Alright, decent pit stop. Looks like we might have jumped a couple of cars in the pits there. I've crashed coming out of this pit lane a couple of times in practice. So we've got 14 laps left to do what I've just worked out as being 13 laps. Oh, sorry, 14 laps of fuel to do. I think 13 laps remaining. We've got some nice fresh air. What were P9 when we came into the pits, I think it was, wasn't it? So let's see how we work out when all this is said and done. Trouble is, I don't really have much in my arsenal for doing an undercut or anything like that because I don't actually have the pace on track to get past anyone. Alright, Relative's got us at P12 as it stands. I'm fairly sure Gianluca, 2 positions in front, was behind us before the pits, so it's definitely possible there that we've been jumped. See, straight away he's pulling away as well, he's got pace. Big overrun into the corner there. That wasn't what we're aiming for.
Let me go.
Alright, just trying to churn out the laps. Trying to keep them as clean as possible and pray that some cars start peeling into pit sometime soon. So as it stands, I'm not too confident in the strategy that I played here. Didn't feel like I could start the race on full fuel, because the only way I've been able to get any pace out of the car really is by taking all the fuel out of it, so I took as much out as I could to sort of try and still come up with a competitive strategy through the race. But it looks like the leaders are just scampering further and further and further away at the minute. Well, it'll be what it'll be anyway, so we'll just keep our heads down, see how it all pans out. Disappointing that we've not even dipped into the 30s this race so far. I don't know why I can't get the braking for that corner right anymore either. I'm purposely braking earlier than I have been all race and just keep overshooting. Concerning. Look at the gap that Victor's pulled on us. That's insane. Great consistency there from me. That lap was an entire second slower than the lap before. It's just what we need at this point. Some cars coming out of the pits. That was the worst driving I've been a part of. I've said before, I find it hard to judge how close we are, but went to a side and he just drifted over. Locking's not really a thing in road racing. Should have just run into the back of him, eh? Alright, now all the off-tracks have started coming. That's 2 in 1 lap. Another beamer does us. Time for us to start sinking like a stone, I think. I definitely just said stinking, not sinking. We can stink as we sink if we like. Still P10 as we cross the line. Isn't bad to say we just lost a couple of positions on track that we're aware of at least. Being uncovered for our true pace here, and we are going only backwards. That is disappointing. After what was looking like a good start to the race. Someone's put some lead weights around our ankles and chucked us in the pond. Just looking at the standards board down the straight there, and even my my personal best for the race is slower than what the guys are doing around me every lap, so dead in the water at the minute. Disappointing. Take some freebies if there's some coming though. There is some coming. Oh, it's not for position. Why has iRacing got to do us dirty like that, giving us a yellow flag thinking we had a freebie? And it's just a back marker. Alright, setting some purple personal bests for once. Five laps of fuel for 4 laps of racing, that sounds good to me. As we do finally dip into the 30s. And then go wide at the hairpin. Should give us a decent run out at least though. I feel like we've done a couple of races with Alex, who's behind us at the minute before. I feel like it always catches my attention that his surname's in capitals. Corner feels like it takes an eternity to get turned into. Alex feels like it takes even longer trying to follow me. Like, get this Ferrari out of my apex. Starting to show the nose. Starts trying from that far back, then we're just gonna have a crash. So. Three laps to go then. See how much time I've just gained in the hairpin. But I bet you I will not ever be able to replicate that again. And the car in front has gone. Gain one, lose one. Oh, what are you doing, Alex? Oh, that was an interesting corner at least. Ali finally comes unstuck, but Alex absolutely mobs us on the way past. I was coming around then. Looked to gear, I thought I was getting a load of wheel spin about to bin it. By my reckoning, we're about to come onto last lap. Alex is just pulling away, to be fair, so manage a low 31, but so does he by the looks of it. In fact, he's in the 30s. Even in a straight, I think he's pulling away. That Merc is rapid. Alright, I think Ali behind us got some damage in that spin. It's dropping back. Just don't forget he overtook us earlier in the race. Standing boards have all finally sorted themselves out. I thought I was top 10, but it's dropped me down to P11. The two different boards get very confused in pit stop races. Actually, I'm saying that the Sim Hub, the standings board on the left, tends to be the one that's correct, and Sim Labs, or Race Labs, sorry, on the relative just gets very, very confused. So that's sad that we qualified inside the 10, but we're going to finish outside of the 10. Oh, there was a slow car then, ran out of fuel and we didn't get him in time. How disappointing. But it is what it is, we finished P11. It was a fun race at least. Mostly no incident points, which is good. Spotter's not too happy with me, he's packing up his off. He says I'm useless and slow. It's probably right, to be fair. What can we do though? Next week we're at Long Beach, so that's going to be an absolute cluster. So yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I quite like that track. But yeah, not a bad one today at least. You know what? I think all things said and done, that's actually a pretty decent result. This series is super competitive, so actually to be just outside the top 10, or to have qualified in P11 and been able to hold it for the race, is actually a decent result. I'm ruined letting those people past sort of through the pit stops. There was that car where as he came out the pits, I was right up behind him and sort of moved about a little bit, going down the not very straight, which made it difficult to get past. But maybe I should have pushed that one a little bit harder, especially when I've been editing the video to see how much damage that car had. So it's tricky because, to be fair, he had pace compared to me, so I'd probably have been able to get back past regardless anyway. But yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that we lost those positions. We could maybe have got the top 10 after Ali had the spin towards the end there, but not to worry. I'm really enjoying this series and having to think about strategy a little bit more. It's not just a fixed series, you jump in the car and drive and see what happens sort of thing. You can actually play a bit of strategy, try and play it smart, and use that to try and get a decent result. So definitely going to keep running this series more and more. I'm really enjoying it. And you might have noticed in the Race Labs relative there, my safety rating's going up and up and up and up. So if that gets to 4.0, I've done the minimum races that I need to get to A-Class, and I think in A-Class there's some even longer races as well. So we'll maybe start tackling them as well in the future. But yeah, that's going to be everything for today. So if you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up. Really helps the channel out, and consider subscribing if you're new here and you've not done that already. Other than that, take it easy and look after yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.